You're seeing a live view of Soyuz MS-13, currently still docked to the Russian Poisk module, but not for long. Good evening and welcome back to the International Space Station Flight Control Room, where the team is preparing for the undocking of this Soyuz and the 3 Expedition 61 crew members inside of it. NASA's Expedition 61 flight engineer Christina Koch, along with Expedition 61 Commander Luca Parmitano of the European Space Agency and flight engineers Aleksandr Skvortsov of Roscosmos, closed hatches between them and the rest of the International Space Station at 8:34 p.m. Central. Since then, the station's maneuvered into an undocking attitude, and the crew has begun working through leak checks and other preparations. That's all going smoothly, so now we are standing by for the Soyuz undocking, which is scheduled for 11:50 p.m. Central, just in about 32 minutes from now. It'll be followed by their deorbit burn at 2:18, which will put them on course for a landing southeast of Jezkazgan, Kazakhstan at 3:12 a.m. Central. You can see this recorded video of the crew giving some final hugs to their Expedition 62 counterparts who will be staying behind. That's Andrew Morgan, Jessica Meir, and Oleg Skvortsov. This was recorded, again, just before they closed those hatches between the two vehicles.
We were just told that everything is nominal.
Again, this video from earlier tonight, around 8:30 p.m. Central. The crew giving some final hugs and waves before they moved into their Soyuz to begin preparing for their journey home. Flight engineer Christina Koch there with Expedition 61 Commander Luca Parmitano and Roscosmos flight engineer Aleksandr Skvortsov. This video is the last that we'll see of the crew until they do return to Kazakhstan for that 3:12 a.m. Central Time landing.
Tightness, that's why.
Today's landing will, of course, wrap up a record-breaking mission for Christina Koch, and we know a lot of people are excited to welcome her home. If you'd like to join us in congratulating her on all that she accomplished during her 328 days in space, you can do so using the hashtag #CongratsChristina. We'll be playing a few videos throughout the course of the night that have been sent in by the teams who have been supporting her here on the ground, and we thought we'd kick it off with one from someone who knows exactly what Koch will have in store for her when she lands at 3:12 a.m.
Hey, I wanted to congratulate you on a very successful mission. Look forward to you getting back here on Earth. So really an incredible experience and privilege to come back from space after living off the planet. Strictly up to you, I guess. It's whatever you're craving. In my case, I craved fresh vegetables because we didn't have a whole lot of that on board, as you know. I would encourage you to put everything in the right perspective and understand how important it is for you to get the right amount of rest and balance all those things you want to do because you haven't been able to do them in so long. One of the challenges of coming back to Earth after being in space for so long is that your whole time there you have this very tightly controlled schedule, And one of the things I always found hard to adjust to is when I come back not having that plan anymore. And the advice I would give you is, tell your own story. Let people know how you really felt, what you thought, what your feelings were while you were on this mission. Try to inspire, entertain, inform. But the most important thing is you got to be genuine. When you come back, it's somewhat like a sensory overload a little bit, experiencing weather for the first time, rain, sun on your face, wind. I mean, it's exhilarating. I do remember, though, the first time I saw a dog, like up close after I got back, it was almost like seeing an alien being. It's how I felt about it. It was really cool. So seek out a dog if you don't have one.
That, of course, was Scott Kelly, the current record holder for the longest single spaceflight by an American, with 348 days during his year-long mission. Cook is close behind him. With this, her first mission, she will have racked up 328 days when she lands today on her rookie flight, earning her the top spot for a single space flight by a woman of any nationality, and pinning her at number 7 on the all-time endurance list for U.S. astronauts. Only 6 Americans have more time in space than her, and they all flew more than once. Again, if you'd like to send your own congrats, you can do so using the social media hashtag Congrats Christina, and we'll have a few more of those congratulation videos to play for you over the course of our coverage tonight.
Сделал работу.
Да, отключен. Находится на хранении. На том же месте.
Спасибо. Спасибо. Вот, ну что, ждем расстыковку. Все пока штатно, хорошо.
Да, принято.
Here in the International Space Station Flight Control Room, seasoned flight director Mike Lammers is leading the team for tonight's activities, with one of our new flight directors, Marcos Flores, working alongside of him. And just down the road there, Adam Springer is manning the Capcom console tonight. The team here has already performed its go-no-go poll for the Soyuz undocking and is ready to sport from here in Houston. In Kazakhstan, a number of officials and vehicles are standing by in preparation for the landing. A total of 12 Mi-8 helicopters have been deployed to various areas to await landing. 8 are expected at the landing site southeast of Zhezkazgan, and then 2 more will be ready about 250 miles away in the area where touchdown would occur if a ballistic entry occurred. You can see that planned landing site right here, again southeast of Zhezkazgan. A final 2 helicopters will also loiter midway between the 2 areas. Of course, we're not expecting a ballistic entry, but we do always prepare for one. And also deployed for landing are 6 all-terrain vehicles and 3 Antonov airplanes that are serving as flying command centers. They'll have direct communication with the crew and will relay those communications back to Moscow. They all have a cold day ahead of them. The weather forecast at the landing site is for temperatures around 25 degrees Fahrenheit, or about -3 degrees Celsius. Not exactly a warm welcome for the returning crew, at least in the literal sense. And unfortunately for those of us watching from home, the forecast is also calling for clouds. That means we may not see as much video of the capsule making its way down to the ground under parachutes as we're sometimes able to. But, as usual, poor weather conditions rarely deter Soyuz landings. We've seen them take place in the middle of snowstorms, in fact. So the landing team is prepared to quickly erect a medical tent at the landing site to get the crew out of the weather and keep them as comfortable as possible as they go through their regular post-landing checkouts.
Контроль 8, 2500, очередной крайний замер. Давление СА 798, давление БО 662. Дельта СА за 25 минут 9 миллиметров, но только после первый замер. Давление БО за 25 минут.
Both here on the ground and on orbit, everything is in place for tonight's landing. The crew again closed hatches between the Soyuz and the International Space Station at 8:34 p.m. Central Time. There were lots of hugs and farewells, as we saw in the recorded video just a few minutes ago, before those hatches were closed. But the more official goodbyes came earlier this morning when Expedition 61 Commander Luca Parmitano handed over the reins of the space station to Expedition 62 Commander Oleg Skvortsov in the official change of command ceremony.
200 days ago, exactly, I was taking command in the same spot. And I promised three things. I spoke of gratitude, I spoke of humility, and service. I know for sure that I have failed many times for the last two, humility and service. And my crew has paid the price for my failures. But for sure, I know that the gratitude that I felt on the first day has only increased during these past 200 days. For each and every one of you have taught me many lessons. Christina, your generosity and resilience in these past 3 expeditions has been incredibly inspiring. Jessica, you represent grit and confidence to me. Drew, you are selfless and an amazing support and an outstanding friend. Sansanich, your love for your family and for your friends never stops and is always in your eyes. Oleg, your quiet professionalism reminds me of how important it can be to say only the right words at the right time. So 3 words when I started. I would like to add one word that I try not to abuse and I use very sparingly. That word is pride. And I'm definitely not talking about myself, but I want my crew to feel proud of what they accomplished. There are many people on the ground that are taking counts of what we have done, how many EVAs, how many hours of work, how many experiments, how many days we've spent up here. None of those are important. What is important is what you achieved. You as the crew made all of this possible. It's been your incredible dedication that has made it all possible. And for that, I feel very, very indebted. So my gratitude has only increased tenfolds or more. And with that gratitude in my heart, I would like to hope that we are leaving the space station in a better state than when we arrived. And with that, I would like to wish you all the best in the continuation of your staying here and Expedition 62. Now, Oleg, I give you the symbol of the authority on the space station. The key to the space station is yours. Congratulations, Commander.
Спасибо. Спасибо большое, Лука. Безусловно, для меня это большая честь и большая ответственность быть командиром такого крупнейшего космического объекта, как Международная космическая станция. Но я думаю, что, опираясь на командную работу нашего экипажа, мы успешно выполним все, что должны будем сделать по программе полета, по программе наших исследований. Конечно, как экспедиция 61, мы провели здесь больше 4 месяцев вместе. Это были как и рабочие дни, были совместные праздники. Все было интересно, все было очень здорово. И спасибо большое вам за это прекрасное время, проведенное вместе. А сейчас мы, наш экипаж, желаем вам счастливого и безопасного пути домой. Thank you, Luca. So it's great honor and great responsibility for me to be an International Space Station commander, but I'm sure that based on teamwork, we will successfully perform everything we will have to do according to our flight plan, according to our science program. We spent more than 4 months together as a one crew. It was exciting time. We had weekdays, we had joint holidays. Thank you very much to you for this exciting time. And now we wish you safe and happy journey home. Спасибо.
Спасибо тебе.
That change of command ceremony again took place earlier this morning around 7:40 a.m. Central Time, setting the stage for Expedition 62 crew members, NASA flight engineers Andrew Morgan and Jessica Meir, as well as Roscosmos Commander Aleksandr Skvortsov, to stay behind today as their Expedition 61 crewmates return to Earth. Next step on that journey, of course, will be undocking, coming up at 11:50 p.m. Central Time, about 18 minutes from now. Live view here of Soyuz MS-13 with the Expedition 61 crew members inside.
На формат РОДК?
РОДК, you said? Yes.
Да, действие в рамочке, которое на странице 40.
It's on page 40.
Once the appointed undocking time arrives, Aleksandr Skvortsov, who is the Soyuz commander,
Дайте квитанцию после включения.
Хорошо. Да, хорошо.
as I was saying, once the undocking time arrives, Aleksandr Skvortsov, who's the Soyuz commander, is going to be sending a command to open the hooks and latches between the Soyuz and the Poisk Mini Research Module 2, where it's been docked since August. Although it arrived in July, it was originally docked to the Zvezda service module and then relocated a few weeks later.
Да, приняли.
Once the two vehicles are disconnected, the Soyuz thrusters will automatically fire and back the spacecraft away from the Poisk at a speed of just over a quarter mile per hour. Within 3 minutes of undocking, the vehicle will be about 50 feet away from the space station, at which point Skvortsov will be able to conduct the first separation burn, firing the Soyuz jets for about 8 seconds. And that will begin moving the Soyuz away from the space station at a rate of about 1.2 miles per hour. When it's almost 200 feet away, about 5 minutes after undocking, the engines will fire again for 15 seconds, speeding the spacecraft up to 3.5 miles per hour. That should get it to a point about 20 miles away in time for the scheduled 2:18 a.m. deorbit burn. With the close of Expedition 61, a lot of new records are being set. Since her arrival at the space station with Nikheg and Alexei Ovchinin on March 14, 2019, Christina Koch will have spent 328 days in space at the time of her landing, the longest space flight or single space flight for a woman of any nationality. This mission also puts her at number 2 on the list of longest single space flights by an American astronaut, and with just this one flight, number 7 on the list for cumulative time in space by an American. The other 6 ahead of her have multiple space flights under their belts. You can also see that she's gone quite a distance, 139 million miles. That is enough miles for her to have gone to the moon and back from Earth 291 times. Also made 5,248 orbits of the Earth. And a long list of other accomplishments there, including many arrivals and departures, and a number of spacewalks. 6 spacewalks in all, including the first, she made up 1/2 of the first spacewalk to feature only women astronauts. As for Parmitano and Skvortsov, since their arrival on July 20th, they spent 201 days in space for this mission, but both of them have been in space before, so Parmitano will land with a total of 367 days in space over 2 missions, giving him the most time in space of any ESA astronaut. And Skvortsov will wrap up his 3rd space flight today, finishing this one with a total of 564 days in space, putting him at number 15 on the all-time endurance list. It's been a busy expedition for all of the crew, with a number of vehicles coming and going and a record-setting number of spacewalks as well. A little less than 10 minutes now to go for today's undocking. That is going to be taking place at 11:50 p.m. Central Time. That will set Soyuz MS-13 on its way for today's landing at 3:12 a.m. southeast of Zhezkazgan. Since the hatch is closed between the Soyuz and the Poisk mini research module at 8:34 p.m., the crew inside the Soyuz has been steadily making their way through their checklist in preparation for their landing tonight. Soon after the hatch closure was confirmed, they were able to take their Soyuz off the space station's power and put it on autonomous power, and then start entering in the settings needed for deorbit, such as their state vectors and the change in speed for their deorbit burn. They also depressurized the vestibule between the Soyuz and the Poisk module and performed a series of leak checks. And then they were also able to get themselves ready by getting into the Sokol spacesuits they'll be wearing during their journey home. With that done, they would be ready to move into the descent module of the Soyuz, which contains the customized seats that they use during launch and landing to soften the touchdown. It also has all the controls and displays necessary for flight, as well as the life support systems, batteries for re-entry and landing, and of course it also has the parachutes and soft landing rockets that will slow the Soyuz down just before touchdown. It's the only portion that will stay with the crew all the way back to Earth. The orbital module, which is what is directly connected to the station's Poisk module, will separate from the descent module about 27 minutes after the deorbit burn, when the Soyuz is about 87 miles above the Earth.
Utose, page 41 now. Monitor that you have all the power and the manifolds ready.
Через 20 секунд можно выдавать передачи клёст.
And in 20 seconds, the closed command. Okay, I see it. The closed transmitter command has been sent. We copy R17. Command has been sent. Now display plus TV.
Включил дисплей плюс ТВ.
Display plus TV activated. We copy.
Подготовили команду И2.
And now E2 command. I will arm it.
20 секунд.
20 seconds, yes. 8:43 is the time. And please report on RTR. No, we can send the command now, but it shouldn't it be on command radio line? No. The command was sent at 8:43:03 with a slight delay. We copy. Now accelerometer. And we have repress. Next command.
Выдал ТВ больше.
TV more command.
A little less than 5 minutes now left until Soyuz is scheduled to undock today. That's coming up at 11:50 p.m. Central Time. This view coming to us from Star City, just outside of Moscow, where the coordinating team of flight controllers there is watching over today's activities.
R7.
Включи фару.
And activate the light.
И подготовь команду пересвет.
S17. And also prepare the R5 command, which is AGC mode. And AGC only one time. Yes, that is correct. R5. Yes, we have it. So, can we send the R5 right now? Yes, you may. So you can do it one time. We have it. R5, one time. Copy. After SSVP command, please report on the remaining commands. We would like to know that they go through. At 0849, SSVP command. Copy. D2 command and S16 is not illuminated. D7 command has been armed. Copy.
The crew inside the Soyuz working steadily through their final preparations for undocking. In just a little over 2 minutes now, they'll be sending the command to undock, and then the actual undocking should take place a minute and a half after that. Again, we were counting down towards 11:50 p.m. for that undocking.
30 seconds.
Десять секунд.
10 seconds.
5, 4, 3,
3, 2, 1.
D7.
Sending the command D7, D11, D15,
G17 горит.
G17 is illuminated. Letters retracted. 084900. Command G17. And we're waiting for your instructions.
30 секунд.
30 seconds. Utose, you have a goal for D17 command at the specified time, 0848. Command to open the hooks. And report on the command execution. 3, 2, 1. Command has been sent. D15 is not illuminated.
Undocking command has been sent. That'll be a minute and a half before the actual undocking takes place.
S13 falling. Standing by for the indicator for mechanical connection to stop being illuminated.
Christina, start a timer for...
We pull in.
Тут тоже запустится номер.
Автоматически должен.
Да.
The timer should be started.
Да. Ну, ребята, ждем.
Okay, guys, we are standing by.
Yes. Есть расхождение.
We have separation.
And as you can see, Soyuz MS-13 moving away from the space station now. Undocking taking place at 11:50 p.m. Central Time, while the space station and Soyuz were orbiting 264 miles above Mongolia. View here from the Soyuz as it moves away.
Clean on the docking interface.
Да, чистый узел, нормально.
Yes, it's all clean.
The Expedition 61 crew officially on its way home now. Again, undocking took place at 11:50 p.m. Central Time.
We copy.
The crew members inside didn't all arrive at the space station at the same time, so the lengths of their stay vary. Luca Parmitano and Aleksandr Skvortsov arrived in the Soyuz that they're now taking home on July 20th and have been at the space station for 201 days. Christina Koch, on the other hand, arrived on March 14th with Nick Hague and Alexei Ovchinin, but stayed behind when they returned to Earth in October. She's called the International Space Station home for the past 328 days, longer than any other woman has ever lived in space. The view the crew view from the Soyuz as it moves away from the space station here. Again, undocking occurred at 11:50 p.m. Central from the space station's Poisk module. And this view, of course, from the International Space Station cameras. Great view of the Soyuz as it backs away.
And please monitor the thruster operation and maneuver
Coming up, we'll have the first of the 2 separation burns that the Soyuz will be performing. An 8-second jet firing, taking place about 3 minutes after undocking.
Секунд до включения.
30 seconds to activation. Beautiful.
Yes, секунд.
10 seconds.
4,
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have DPO thruster activation.
This is that first separation burn. Again, the Soyuz jets will fire for about 8 seconds to ease it further away from the space station at just over a mile per hour.
The maneuver has started.
And the team here on the ground is reporting a good separation burn. Soyuz MS-13 is now moving away from the space station at a rate of about 1.2 miles per hour.
In 40 seconds now.
The next separation burn of the 2 will be coming about a little over 5 minutes after the undocking. That one will last 15 seconds and speed the spacecraft up by 3.5 miles per hour.
Ожидаем.
Standing by.
Ожидаем ГСО.
ГСО есть. ГСО есть, все нормально.
We are in attitude. So everything is nominal. At 4:20, we're standing by for the PO, and you are getting the TV image. Yes, we are.
Есть работа.
Thruster activated. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Отключение есть, все в норме.
Thruster deactivated. Everything nominal. The burns are complete. And we have the line for the cycle end and accelerometer.
That second separation burn took place just as expected. Another good one. That one lasted 15 seconds and sped the space station up by 3.5 miles per hour. Still not moving too fast, but that'll certainly be changing coming up later on the Soyuz's journey. That with those 2 burns, the Soyuz should be on its way to a safe distance for the deorbit burn that will eventually drop it back into the Earth's atmosphere at 2:18 a.m. and put the crew on a return course for Kazakhstan landing at 3:12 a.m. Central Time.
Infrared sensor inhibit.
Еще раз выдаем команду V-18.
So V-17 command, yes, this is correct.
Виктор 18 выдаем в любом случае.
V-18, 1-8.
ССВП отключил, да? Отключили.
SSVP is off, yes, that is correct.
Выдаем, yes. И отключаем фару.
So V-18 command, yes, in work. And manifold 1 is selected, correct? Yes.
Ты перешел, выполнил А11, А13.
A11 is complete, yes? We're going to manifold 1. A11.
Here, the crew work through their checklist as they get on their way back to Earth. Again, landing at 3:12 a.m. Central Time tomorrow morning at this point.
Illuminated. Yes, it is. This indicator is illuminated.
They started their journey as they undocked from the International Space Station at 11:50 a.m. right on time, and have since performed 2 good separation burns that are steadily moving it away from the International Space Station. You can just see at the top right-hand corner of this view the space station as it gets smaller in the background.
Есть второй вариант.
We have activated the rotational hand controller. Luca, please check for me. But don't hurry. Can you do it? Because I cannot reach.
Санджей, нужно проверить, что зафиксирован. Пожалуйста.
Сейчас.
I have to check if it's secured. Yes, it's fine.
И параметры КДУ, Сан Саныч.
Да, давление.
And KDU parameters, the pressure in the spherical tank number 1 is 179.
Шарбалон 2.
And number 2 is 165.
Топливо 400.
Fuel 166. No, 466.
Тут Москва, я утес 1.
Moscow, this is Utose. We copied the parameters of KDU. And now G4 command in work. G4.
Да. Выдана команда Г4.
G4 command has been sent. Copy.
Ну что, тогда готовимся к спуску.
So with that, we'll be getting ready for descent. Yes, we'll getting ready for descent. Please switch to page 48. Switching to page 48.
Soyuz continuing to move further away from the International Space Station following that 11:50 p.m. Central Time undocking. This view coming from cameras on the space station as it tries to track the Soyuz as it does move away. Once again, inside we have NASA flight engineer Christina Koch, European Space Agency Expedition 61 commander Luca Parmitano, and Roscosmos flight engineer and Soyuz commander Aleksandr Skvortsov.
And good luck to you, Oleg, as well. Thank you very much, and all the best to you. Bye.
Давай поставим оповещатель. Уже
So let's set the alarm. So did you set it already? And at what time? At 10:03:30. Okay.
Я тебе знаю, Сан Саныч, я уже знал.
Crew inaudible.
Я был уверен, не знаю.
So, Christina, now we have some time to just rest and relax. We have 1 hour. Copy. MCC Moscow, this is Anton. Guys, we would like to wish you a nominal soft landing. Thank you for excellent work on ISS. We'll be missing you, and I will see you soon. Thank you very much. It's good talking to you. And hopefully I'll see you soon. And all the best to you. Good luck, guys. And it's good to hear you, and I'm glad that you are feeling great. Talk to you soon.
A few congratulations and well wishes there from the team on the ground in Russia as the Soyuz makes its way further and further away from the International Space Station. Once again, we're also collecting congratulation messages on social media for astronaut Christina Koch, congratulating her on her record-setting mission, 328 days in space, the most of any female ever. You can send those in using the hashtag Congrats Christina. We'll be looking for those on social media, and also playing some other congratulation messages that we've gotten from the team supporting her and the other space station astronauts on the ground.
Hello, Christina. On behalf of the Cold Atom Lab team here at the Jet Propulsion Laboratory, we would like to express our gratitude and thanks for the exceptional and excellent support you have provided.
Thank you, Christina, and welcome home.
Congratulations coming from the Jet Propulsion Laboratory in California. We'll play a few more of those for you over the course of the night, but still seeing a view here of the Soyuz as it moves further away.
Если там не успели что-то записать.
There are a number of reasons to congratulate Christina Koch as she wraps up her long stay in space, but of course the main reason that she and all the other crew members are at the International Space Station is to conduct science. So let's take a look back at some of the science that Koch worked on while she was there.
First and foremost, our responsibility is to our crew up here to keep each other safe. Secondly, I would say our responsibilities are the work, the amazing work that we do as part of this orbiting laboratory. As a microgravity laboratory, we do science in all kinds of different arenas, from physical science to biological science, human research, technology demonstrations, and many more. So doing that work and carrying out the work that is the purpose of the International Space Station is definitely one of our responsibilities. And I also think that we have a responsibility to the people that we represent up here, to carry people's dreams into space with us, to communicate the perspective that we have up here.
Okay, copy that. I'll step through on my own for the setup and let you know when questions come up. And yes, we definitely are all doing this as a we and as a team. So you all will be installing the test cartridge as well.
We have a series of tasks that we're asked to do, and we know that it's going towards a good cause, that it's benefiting the Earth, and that it's advancing the cause of exploration for all humanity. So being able to participate in that every single day is such an honor, and I'll definitely miss that. The microgravity environment is a lot of fun. It brings about a lot of interesting changes in the human body, and obviously it enables the amazing science that we do here. When I think back about the legacy of this mission, I think the thing that I'll be most proud of is just bringing my best every day and contributing and giving back to this program that has allowed me to be here, has allowed me to work for, a mission that I've believed in for my whole life, to my training teams, to the teams on the ground, the engineers, the planners, and the flight controllers that make everything possible. And like I said, just remaining vigilant in meeting the challenges every day up here, and just remembering that it's all about giving back and contributing.
Welcome back, Christina.
We all know you've missed a lot of things since you've been gone, and we're having a little welcome home party of some of your favorite things. But in order to get some of this, you're going to have to come see us. We loved working with you in space, but we're glad you're home. Welcome back.
And again was a look back at some of the science that Christina Koch has been working on during her 328 days in space, and then a congratulation message coming from Marshall Space Flight Center, home of the Payloads Operations Control Center, who oversee a lot of those science experiments. Once again, you can send in your own congratulation messages using the hashtag on social media. Congrats, Christina.
Most likely it was 822 for Group 1 and 696 for Group 2. Yes, exactly. That's correct. And this is a decimal system, so it's quite normal. All right. So at least we tried to use this display.
Hey, Christina, while you're still awake, can you pass me the radiogram that's on top of
Yep.
Christina?
Yes, Christina.
Up, more up. One more up. More up. Mm-hmm. Yep. Две на шестое.
So 2
Две на шестое.
radiograms for February the 6th.
Я искал радиограмму.
Yes, I was trying to find radiograms for today. I think it's here. I'm telling you. So which one we're looking for? We're looking for our radiograms for SKD activation time.
Did you write those numbers in page 53?
With everything going smoothly as the Soyuz makes its way away from the International Space Station in preparation for its deorbit burn and landing, we're going to wrap up our coverage of undocking, take a break, and then we will be back tonight at 2 a.m. Central Time for the landing coverage. That will be coming back to you in plenty of time for the deorbit burn that's scheduled for 2:18 a.m. Central, and of course landing following it in Kazakhstan at 3:12 a.m. Central Time. All that, of course, coming up here on NASA TV, and you're not going to want to miss any of it. So we will see you back at 2 a.m. Central to wrap up this record-breaking mission for Christina Koch, Luca Parmitano, and Aleksandr Skvortsov. And as we leave you, we'll have one more congratulations message for Christina. This is Mission Control Houston.
Christina! Congratulations from Starliner team on your record-setting stay aboard the International Space Station. Woo!